First of all, I don't mean no disrespect to anybody, but I'm about to show y'all something that I want to talk about. Because the more I live, every day that I live, I feel more pulled to do things that I need to get done before I leave this earth. Stuff I need to talk about, stuff I need to say, things that people need to be opened up to. They need their eyes open to stuff like this. And I feel like I need to be the one to say it. Not the only one, but one of the ones to say it. That's the introduction. We're talking about spiritual and religious psychosis. To me, we're going to talk about everything from both sides. Because I don't know everything, so I'm going to just guess and say what all I believe is on one side and what I believe is on the other side. But they're all under one hat, which I believe is you being a chosen one, you being an earth angel, I don't know what you call it, star seeds and stuff like that. Demons, or you demonic, or you angelic, spiritual religious psychosis, schizophrenia, gifted and talented, weird, autistic, what I think is on the bad side, witches, warlocks, wizards, spirit mediums, fortune tellers, fairies, trolls, werewolves, vampires, elves, monsters, basically, people who do tarot cards, it's all kind of people who do all kind of stuff. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. On the other side, you got evangelists, you got prophetess, prophets and prophetesses. You got people who see in dreams, people who see visions without being asleep, people who can prophesy through music, singing, drawing, painting, all kind of stuff. So, a lot of times I run across people, Instagram pages where people be like, they have mental illnesses. You could tell, right? But I'd be like, who am I to call anybody mentally ill? Now, I think I talked about this on Pure Jealous before, but I think the easiest and quickest way that I could break this down to you is the Greek word for witchcraft is pharmakia. It is the use of magic. It is the use of drugs with magic. It is magic with the use of drugs. Okay, so this is where they got off just calling the people who we go to when we are in pain doctors. It started off as witch doctors. And they're called witch doctors because the specific term witch translates to pharmakia, which means drugs, which means medicine. So they are controlling the fate of people. They get to choose whether you live or die because they are controlling your medicine, your drugs, in whatever way you are in pain, in whatever way you need to be tweaked, because there might be some lights that's not on all the way. There might be some screws that's not twisted on too tight. You might have a couple more screws than others. You might have a couple more lights on than others. They might have a purple light. They light might flicker sometimes. You know, they might have a couple loose screws, whatever. But you have people who are able to see you, diagnose you. There are some people who are more aware than other people, so they're able to be the doctor. Because it's two totally different ends of the spectrum. You could be the one that need the prescription, or you could be the one that's providing the prescription. And that's what will make you a doctor. You provide the prescription. Because they're the ones that's doing the drugs. Selling the drugs or providing the drugs. The doctor. Okay. And of course, you know, doctors work in the hospital. And they do, they like in the movies, they be doing like exorcists in the hospitals, and there be a whole bunch of priests, you know, with a cross on the little hat. So, you know how you never really trip off of it, but priests be looking like the doctor sometimes, and sometimes the doctor be the priest. Because, you know, a lot of hospitals, they use the cross a lot. A lot of hospitals are religious based. Like Mercy, they have their cross. That's why a lot of hospitals be like St. Mary's or St. Joseph or St. this and St. that. Or they like a hospital called Mercy. That's a spiritual word, because a lot of hospitals start off spiritual, because it's something spiritual about medication. It's something spiritual about the hospital. It's something spiritual about priests, doctors. It's something spiritual about that. So, so you know how I really spiritual, you know what I'm saying? And I have a history of witchcraft. And I smoke weed. You know, it's a whole lot of things. I used to watch tarot videos. I used to do all that. And then I'm like, this is not really helping me. Just very, very clear. Very clear. So I had to go back and read my Bible. That's when I read everything. And I was like, oh, I wasn't doing the right thing. That's a lie. Devil is a lie. It's a game. People are just playing on your head, on your mental health. It's a game, right? Because then it gets so... Basically, the reason why I think that it is very trending, and I think people, it is a crazy field to be in, because you got one... I'm about to show you the side that I'm talking about. You got one side where it's like wild, and then you got you got some people who are telling you, you are this, you are that, you're in a spiritual psychosis, you're crazy, you're schizophrenic, you need help, da da da. And then you got the other side who got to be able to see the other side. What I mean by that is they beat the allegations of being labeled as mentally ill because they were able to survive the accusations of not being under mental abuse. Whether it be by use of drugs, which is witchcraft, or any other type of voodoo or narcissistic relationship that you were involved in that was specifically designed by the devil to mentally abuse you and keep you captive and never to be free. So that's why I say it's a thin line between this side, where a lot of people are accusing you of being schizophrenic, you need help, you don't have this, you don't have that. They're taking you through there. And then the other side of it is the people who actually survived, and they're able to talk about. They're able to talk about what's not being talked about. So I want to talk about it, period. Because there's also something spiritual that happens during sleep paralysis that a lot of people aren't talking about either. And I used to have things used to happen to me in my sleep when I was a kid that got overlooked. That now that I'm seeing X, Y, and Z is not being overlooked no more. Okay. So like I said, I'm not trying to talk about nobody, but I want to show y'all this person. His name Andrew. I just ran across his Instagram page today. It's my first time even seeing him ever. So the first time I seen the video of him, this is the video that I seen. It's not even of him. It is of his mother. And this ain't the video. This is the video, I think.
Yourself to be this way. So you go back and you record this so you can go back and listen to it. It's sad to see you allow yourself to be this way. You won't get the help that you need. You're not going to work. You're not doing anything but listening to your own thoughts that are not guiding you in the right way. But everything I'm saying is wrong because I'm trying to hurt you in some sort of way. I hope you have this to go back and look at one day because this whole house is not going to be your livelihood. We are going to put you out. Whether you're sane or insane, I don't have to keep you. You don't want to get better. You haven't been taking your meds for the last several days. You're not trying to be better. You just want people to support you and provide for you. Well, I don't owe you anything. You're 39 years old. Record that and post it so society can see I don't owe my 39-year-old son anything that lives at home, has no money, no job, no car, no nothing. There's a reason why you're single. No woman your age wants a dependent. I don't know how you're proud of yourself, because I certainly am not.
So, just based off of that video I seen, I'm like, dang, she told him he 39 years old, da-da-da. The comments are like, we support mom. She clocked you for real. I honestly can't believe you posted this. You poor mom. 39, I was feeling bad when I thought he was a teenager, but fully grown in an age where you have a career, family, secure home, and this is what you're owed to. This is what you're up to. Are you okay, bro? Free your mom. Team mom button. She's telling the truth. Please give this queen her flowers. She spoke from the heart. A place, da-da-da-da. They are so on her side. They're like, she's so right. She making a lot of sense. What's your side? Da-da-da. So I'll go to his page. I'm like, shoot, I'm just scrolling. This is what I do. It's all stuff about Jesus. It's all stuff about Jesus. It's all scriptures. Scriptures, and it's him. It's all scriptures, and it's him living his life. He making these videos. I'm like, okay, well, we about to get into the first one of the videos I click on. Let me see, is this? I gotta click the right one. What's
up, y'all? Just tuning in with y'all today. It's a little after 10 here on the West Coast.
It's not the one I watched.
All right, y'all, what's up?
This is the one I watched.
So, I just wanted to touch bases with y'all again. I've been reading, following God wholeheartedly, walking in faith step by step. And I'm trying to reiterate to people that we all have a common ground, that we're all made in the same image, the same likeness, the image of God, and God's likeness. And we all have hands, eyes, ears, nose, mouth. Like I said before, just different skin tone. there's a lot of stars, and that's a lot of blessing. And Abraham also had a wife that was not his first wife, Sarai's mistress Hagar, and she ended up down at a river when she realized that she was bearing a child, Abraham's first child, and she was hurt. And the angel had to stop her and speak to her and tell her to return to Sarai, her mistress. And he let her know something too. That is the same thing, just a little harder to understand. Not as easy and not as clear cut. It's not as blatant. But nonetheless, it's the same thing. It's, to me, takes a little more effort to understand. And this is what the angel said to Hagar. And this is in Genesis chapter 16, verse 10. And it says, the angel of the Lord said to her, I will multiply your descendants exceedingly, so that they shall not be counted for multitude. So they shall not be counted for multitude. Now, like I said, some of us, we have to take the long road. And for others, they get to take the high road. But nonetheless, it's the same path. We're all walking towards the same goal, to reach heaven or to reach everlasting eternity, to see Mount Zion and heaven on earth. We all have a role. We all have potential. We can all be worth more than just living to die on this earth. And with that being said, I want to reiterate what I'm saying with Leviticus chapter 25. And I'm just going to jump into it. You can take it how you want. Remember, do not let the devil distort what God is telling you. What God has for you is for you, between you and him. Alright, y'all. So, Leviticus chapter 25. I'm just going to jump in. Alright. And the Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, saying, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land which I give you, then the land shall keep a Sabbath to the Lord. 6 years you shall sow your field, and 6 years you shall prune your vineyard, and gather its fruit. But in the 7th year there shall be a Sabbath of solemn rest for the land, and a Sabbath to the Lord. You shall neither sow your field nor prune your vineyard. What grows of its own accord of your harvest you shall not reap, nor gather the grapes of your untended vine. For it is a year of rest of the land, and the Sabbath produce of the land shall be food for you. For you, your male and female servants, your hired hand, and the stranger who dwells with you. For your livestock and the beasts that are in your land, all its produce shall be for food. And you shall count 7 Sabbaths of the year for yourself, 7 times 7, and the time of the 7 Sabbaths of the years shall be to you 49 years. Then you shall cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month. On the Day of Atonement you shall make the trumpet to sound throughout all your land. And you shall consecrate the 15th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you, and each of you shall return to his position, and each of you shall return to his family. That 15th year shall be a jubilee to you. In it you shall neither sow nor reap what grows of its own accord, nor gather the grapes of your unintended vine, for it is the jubilee. It shall be holy to you. You shall eat its produce from the field. Alright, y'all. So, there's an example.
Even I too zoned out, but I read Leviticus 25. I already know that it's talking about the Sabbath year. It's talking about observing the Sabbath. And I feel like I don't know the correlation between what he was saying in the beginning and what he was saying in the end. But I know what I can make sense of anything. But I know that he did not say this, but I feel like he was saying how everybody just have different roles and different purposes in life. And some people just have it easier than others. I don't know why he used Hagar as an example, but I do remember that somebody mentioning the descendants of Hagar ended up being the Nation of Islam, and how the Nation of Islam is a part of is part of Abraham's promise. Now I don't know how true or false that is, but that is quite interesting because basically he's saying that Hagar ended up having the same promise that Sarah and Abraham had because she had a baby by Abraham. So her pathway was different from Sarah's pathway, and Ishmael's life gonna turn out different, and did turn out different than Isaac's. Now, when it comes to observing the Sabbath, Leviticus 22, and the Sabbath year, I think the 50th Sabbath year just passing in 2025, or it could be this year 2026, or it could have been 2024. But it probably makes sense that it was 2025. So either way it go, I feel like in order for us to reach, like he said, either heaven or everlasting life here on earth, we're taking different paths in different ways. And at the end of the day, he rested on the Sabbath. So, being that our ultimate goal is either heaven or everlasting life here on the paradise earth, to see Mount Zion, heaven on earth, like he said, we give him the ultimate praise, respect, and reverence by observing the Sabbath. It's one of the commandments. Now, that video got 4 likes. I'm finna like it right now. So, I'm gonna like it. And look at this comment. Look at what this comment say. This comment says, following God wholeheartedly while dishonoring your mother in her home. Show God you follow him by honoring your mother, taking your meds, respecting her in her home. You don't get to preach Jesus while openly dishonoring your mother. It is not well received. Take care of yourself, your mind, your habits, your mother and her home properly. So when you preach, people will want to listen. That ain't even what the Bible say. The Bible said that if you're not willing to leave your mama and your father, then you can't follow me. And he probably already left his mama. He just still live with her. Like, that's his assignment. But technically, he has already left his mama. And he don't care nothing about what she's saying. He ain't worried about no meds either because he low-key. Like I said, manipulation is hidden in meds. And she's accusing him and saying that he is schizophrenic. And that's scary to me because the next video I'm about to show you, and I'm only showing you the videos that I have watched. I have watched no other videos. This is the video that the other video that I clicked on before this didn't sound familiar to me. I'm like, no, this is not the video that I watched. I'm showing y'all what I randomly clicked on, and this is the video that I randomly clicked on. So I'm going to show you the other video that I randomly clicked on, right? And he got all these scriptures on his page. I'm going to show you the other video that I clicked on. I don't know if I scroll down to. This one?
Okay, I'm going to touch on something. I'm sorry, I'm picking up where I left off. My mind is running a million miles a second. And it's hard to explain this. But I'm going to explain it the best way I can. Keep up with me. When you defile your soul, in other words, when you shame yourself, deep down, and it touches you to the point where you're uncomfortable, and you squirm inside to hide that shame, it becomes a problem. Excuse me. But then, when you share that shame with someone, meaning you show someone else how to act in moral, and they feel the same shame, and they defile their souls, you guys share a special bond together. You guys say to each other, you're ashamed, I'm ashamed, we're ashamed together for what we do to ourselves. And instead of fixing that shame and helping each other out, you're gonna add more shame upon shame by lying even more. So one lie leads to two lies lead to two more lies. Okay, these are golden rules, so these are easy to follow in layman's term. One lie leads to two lies.
I got to stop him right here. I paused it. I had to stop him right here because the reason why the people are in the comments are saying what he is saying is because he rambles. He rambles just like me. So he's about to get into this whole one lie equals two lies and two lies equals four lies. Because I guess if one equals two, then two and two. I guess if one equals two, that means that you get two for each of those two. So if you have two, you get two for that one and two for the other one. So one lie equals two and two lies equals four. And when he get done explaining that, you see how I just did that? You see how I just did that? When he get done explaining that, he's going to get back into how one person feeling shame and they learn how to basically kind of mask it. They find another person who feel the same type of shame and they start bonding together. But throughout the video, I'm following him, but I'm scared because everybody in the comments is saying how he needs mental help and how he's rambling and nothing he's saying is making sense. And now it's making sense to me. Listen.
Two lies leads to two more lies. So one lie, you shamed yourself and you lied to yourself about how you feel. You avoided the situation, what's deep down inside. You avoided your heart and it molded into something a little bit hard, a little bit firm, a little bit cold. It's not soft. It's not like Play-Doh. It's not what it needs to be. It's not refined.
He's talking about Ephesians 4:32. Like, they're innately, where is my Bible? Look, where's my Bible? He talking about the coldness and the insensitivity of the heart. I'm trying to, I'm going to show you what he's talking about. Ephesians 4, where we at? Is it 18? Yeah. It is this scripture right here, 4:18. It say, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their hearts. The other one said because of the insensitivity of their hearts. Their heart becomes hardened. It becomes cold. You become less convicted. Like you don't be guilty. You don't feel guilty for nothing. You don't have no guilt for doing nothing. So you become insensitive. Oh yeah, and then here it go. Verse 19. It's the exact verse after the verse that I just read. Top of the page, it says, who being past feeling have given themselves. Yeah. Who being past feeling. Talking about a person who is past feeling. Who being past feeling have given themselves over unto how do you say that word? Lavish. Oh, I don't know how to say that word. Lavishness. To work all uncleanness and to work all uncleanness with greediness. Man, I don't know how to say that word. Hold on. Let me look it up real quick. Y'all know my videos be long. I tell people all the time. When I get on YouTube and I got something to say, it's going to take me a minute because I really do have something to say.
Lascivious.
Lasciviousness. What does that word mean? Lascivious. It means showing, feeling, or expressing a strong, often inappropriate desire for sexual activity. Who being past feeling have given themselves over to lasciviousness. Okay. So, okay. Now that we got that, I just wanted to say that. Let me stop interrupting. Okay. Say what you're saying, sir.
Fine. So, you shamed yourself. You feel some type of way, so you hide that shame. And your heart becomes a little bit more hard, a little bit more firm. You become a little bit more cold. It's a cold world, huh? Cold peace. Then you go and you do the same thing with your friend. And your friend feels the same exact way. And your friend feels shame. And they avoid that shame. And the heart becomes a little bit more hardened, a little bit more cold, a little bit more firm. And now you're both in the world saying this world's a cold peace. And then when you come across someone who doesn't believe in what you believe in and act the way you act deep down inside.
Okay, now he switched it. You gotta follow him because he's not telling you that he switched people. The one person that he started with, this person still is part of the dialogue. The person that matched the shame, the same shame that he was feeling, and now they working together and they enjoying life together, feeling that same shame. He's not talking about that person anymore. Now he's talking about a new person that they come across that does not share the same shame as them. Not talking about the same person that they built the trauma bond. What he's describing is a trauma bond. Person A and person B. What he's describing is a trauma bond. He's not even referring to person B anymore. Now he's referring to person C, which is a person who does not identify with that trauma and they will not bond over the trauma. This is who he's referring to now. I'm going to rewind it a little bit.
A little bit more warm. You become a little bit more cold. It's a cold world, huh? Cold peace. Then you go and you do the same thing with your friend. And your friend feels the same exact way. And your friend feels shame. And they avoid that shame. And the heart becomes a little bit more hardened, a little bit more cold, a little bit more firm. And now you're both in the world saying this world's a cold peace. And then when you come across someone who doesn't believe in what you believe in and act the way you act deep down inside, because who you are on the inside is who you are on the outside. And when someone doesn't believe or act how you act on the inside and you show on the outside, you are offended by that person. And so what do you do next? You hide your shame. You avoid your shame. You join in with someone that you shared openly your shame with. And you feel comfort in that.
Now he back to the person. Now he back to B. You see how I said when you meet somebody who is what he say, when he talking about person C, he say
next, you hide your shame, you avoid your shame, you join in with someone that you shared openly what you believe in and act the way you act
They don't
deep down inside.
They don't believe in what you believe in. They don't act the way you act deep down inside. Because what he's explaining about person C is, see, person A is able to put on the front, the same front that you able to put on to hide the shame. But person C is not willing to put on the front. So you get offended. So you hide. This is what he's saying about person C.
Because who you are on the inside is who you are on the outside. And when someone doesn't believe or act how you act on the inside and you show on the outside, you are offended by that person. And so what do you do next? You hide your shame. You avoid your shame.
You go to person B.
You join in with someone that you shared openly.
The trauma bond.
And you feel comfort in that.
Trauma
So
bond.
the person who doesn't understand your firm-hearted heart wants to avoid you. So what do?
See.
You outcast them.
You
Say,
out.
go away. Don't
Yeah.
Don't come near.
That's what you're saying to see.
I don't want to be near you. You're not like me. You're not like-minded like me.
Because you rather be with the B person who want to do the trauma bond.
You see where ignorance goes in the world? I see a lot of this on my page. A lot of ignorance. People have feelings and they're ashamed of their feelings. They avoid their feelings. They lash out, find other people with the same feelings, and they share these feelings together online in the comments, and their hearts become hardened. And because we're not like them, and because we walk a different path, and because we take the long road and the high road, their soul is so perverse, so twisted and backwards, that they're walking aimlessly and they're dangerous to us and to themselves. But not necessarily they're going to kill us or they're going to hurt us, but they're dangerous because they're numb inside. Their hearts are hardening. They're losing awareness of who they are and what makes them special.
I was going to say consciousness. They're losing consciousness.
Their temple is being defiled. Their body, their soul, their mind, their heart is being ashamed by their action.
He's talking about Ephesians 4:18-19. Did they use the word hardened? No, they used the word darkened, being alienated from the life. Ignorance. He used the word ignorance. The other version of this same verse used the word hardened. Okay. Go off.
They're avoiding the shame and they're hiding deep down somewhere inside where no one can find unless they have someone to share it with. And when they leave these comments, and when we see this, and we just read and watch and we pray deep down for these people to stop, all they do is feed on us when we say something, which is sad. Because deep down they feel something uncomfortable inside themselves. So they want to pick on good people, trying with patience to find other good people and walk with good people. They're evil. As soon as they say something or they type something in these comments, they're feasting on it with each other. They're feasting.
And then I also want to say, I have not watched the video past this point. I clicked off of this video and I started watching another video. So I have not watched the video past this point. I'm not going to stop watching it because I don't want to seem fake. So I'm going to watch it all the way through, but I do want to say that beyond this point, I have not watched the video. And a little bit before this, I'm like, oh, okay, hold on, let me say something. Because I don't know, but let's see. Because he's still making sense to me, but I have read the comments. He's still making sense to me, which is scary, so go ahead. Come on.
Evil will find evil quick. It'll feast together. And it's sad. It's sad to see you sit and do the same thing over and over. But you're a human being. You're just like me. I was there at one point. I didn't understand. I didn't know. I didn't have the right mind state to practice what I've been taught my whole life. And some of you never been taught this. So, with that being said, walk with me. Let's talk. Stop the comments. Stop the childish behavior. Stop the childish acts. My page is for 18 and over, all the way around. So none of these people are under 18. All these people are adults legally. It's shameful. And I'm probably touching you uncomfortably right now. And you're probably hiding somewhere deep down. And you're going to lash out and say something stupid. And as someone who feels the same way as you is going to do the same thing with you. And you guys are going to feast on it. And be relentless and keep doing it. And you'll say anything to hurt anyone who doesn't believe in what you say or what you do and doesn't act like you. Now do you see yourselves? I'm answering all your comments and all your remarks at once.
walk this path, walk it with me. Let's walk, let's talk. If you have a comment, say it. But I'm going to answer you from now on the best way I can. Because I have to have patience with you. Because there's something more in store for you. If you can stick around and say something intelligent, you might get some intelligence that gravitates towards you, and you might build on something confident that you can stand in other than feeling shame and avoid yourself deep down. You can stand with someone else deep down inside and say, I believe in this, and I'm reaffirmed in this, and I can stand in this with another human being and a likeness just like mine, just like God's. But if you're going to leave ugly comments, and you're going to feast with others, and you're going to hate anybody who doesn't believe in what you believe in, you're blinded, and you're dangerous to yourself and to others, that you're committing these hideous, shameful acts with. I'm not saying you're going to hurt us. You're not going to physically kill us. You're not going to physically get us to be removed from this earth. But you are dangerous to yourself inside. You're dangerous to that person that's feasting on this evil with you deep down inside. So now we know something for nothing. I've already known this. I opened up to share you raw, live, uncut me. If you have something to say to me, say it. But don't come with no lame-ass bullshit. Because I'm giving you raw, real secrets to life. Walk this path with me correctly. Step your game up. Word up.
I did not know he was gonna cuss like that at the end. He went the whole video with I can't say nothing because I'm always cussing on my Instagram. I need to stop cussing seriously. But like, I did not know he just caught me so off guard when he said that lame A word, B word. Look at the comments, y'all. It's only 24 comments. I'm gonna try to screenshot as much as man, see, this is too long. Like, you can't screenshot no comments because the first comment is a long paragraph. He's talking about some, brother, I listened to the entire 8 minutes. Your dialogue really reminds me of my aunt. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but she had a diagnosed mental disorder. And when she would stop taking her meds, she would talk similar to this. She would go on these long rants thinking that everything she said was deeply profound. Meanwhile, she was locked into a situation she couldn't recover from because she was misinterpreted what was going on around her. I know you probably feel fine. You probably feel great even. But if we are to believe your mama, you're off your meds, and brother, it's really hurting you. Everything probably seems so clear to you, but you might be so confused you don't even realize it. If you're not taking your meds, you're supposed to be. Correct your course, man. Do something before you get evicted. You're drowning and people are throwing you life, whatever that word is, buoyos or whatever. I know you probably think your mama is tough on you. I promise you that strangers will be tougher and colder. Then there's other people saying, boy, please, please, please listen to your mother. Respect her. Wash her face. Pray to God. Find a job. Give your mom your first few checks. Don't let the devil win. People love you, but you don't have to take care, but they don't have to take care of you. I pray for you, but I pray for you and apologize to your mom. Somebody said you're coked out. Somebody said, take your meds, dude. I watched and listened. I gave it all the chance to see if maybe it was me and nope, and shaking my head, not taking. But I feel like my IQ is dropping by what I've heard, by what I've seen and heard. Do some serious shadow work because whatever got a hold of you is taking. I'm like, dang, they going in on him when it's like, the dude ain't lying. They do the same thing. They did it to Nicki Minaj years ago. And I made a video on my phone. The thing is, I be making rant videos, but I don't be posting it. But I'm posting this one. Because I just made a video about how they did it to Nicki Minaj years ago. I had made a video about how I feel like God makes certain people famous to expose the people around you. For example, they do it to Angel Reese. They do it to Sharika Richardson. They do it to Sexy Red. They do it to Krishan. It's like when a lot of people hate one person, they feed off of that and they start jumping on the wagon because they want to hate people together. For some reason, it just feels better. It's like the energy is built when a lot of people hate one person. It's basically like you got a common enemy, so now y'all best buddies. People just love to hate on one person at the same time. It's just so very weird. It's like a literal assignment from the devil. The way people hate Angel Reese is weird. So, for example, when Sha'Carri Richardson was disqualified from the Olympics for smoking weed, the way that a certain person in my life responded to that, I feel like God was trying to show me how they really felt about me. And that's what I mean when I say I feel like God makes certain people famous to expose regular people to regular people. That's what I said in my video that I never posted. Now, with that being said, that's what he's talking about. He's also not just talking about, because I feel like that is, I feel like that's more of a larger scale of how a really famous person is made to impact people that they don't even know. But on a smaller scale, when one person and another person start to trauma bond from off each other, they start building a relationship based off of the shame that they are hiding, they start being dangerous to the people that they really know in real life. Angel Reese don't know me. Sha'Carri Richardson don't know me. And what I heard somebody say about her that I feel like God is trying to show me about my real life ain't got nothing to do with them. But, wait a minute. Oh, but the reason why I had to bring that situation up is because you only feel how you feel about Sha'Carri Richardson or Angel Reese because you know it's a hate train on her right now. So it's strategically placed for God to make some people famous because he know that people gonna make a hate train, and out of that hate train it's gonna have a trickle down effect. And now you gonna be able to see who people are because of a trickle down effect in a place of alignment that God set up, right? But the smaller scale, it doesn't involve a trickle down effect. It just affected people who are directly on the same plane level as you, the same stratosphere atmosphere as you. Which means he's talking about how people get together and they trauma bond based off of shame. And that's how they form hate groups on people that's not famous. That's why I said in the beginning of this video, you got one side of the people. See, the people who end up being famous, see, it's sad because when you have the numbers behind you, people tend to think that ain't nothing wrong with you and that everybody else was wrong about you because now you got the numbers behind you. Like that girl that named Ra, and she a rapper. I'm glad I got my phone right here. This video probably gonna be a whole hour long, but I hope people just look at my video. Like, I hope I be famous so people can look at my video, because I promise you, to me, I make so much sense. This Ra. Let's see. Gotta find her page. Okay, that's enough. So this girl clearly, you know what I'm saying? She not like everybody else. And she a rapper. But she made a song. You know that I'm fight. You think that You think that I'm feisty, but I'm not really feisty. I'm just a little spicy. So you better not try me. I know you better not try me. I'm not Mike Tyson, so you bet not bite me. Something she said. So that part of the song go hard. All her songs sound the same. She really be saying the same thing, but sometimes she spit and they be like, oh, that hit. So she spit one time and it hit. So now she got 152,000 followers. I've been knowing her before she even had all the followers and whatever. So it's like she clearly not all the way there, but you don't see people on her telling her she this and she that because she got the numbers. So since she got the numbers, you could tell somebody done hopped on her and now she got a team. Ain't nobody questioning her. But if she had a bandwagon that's hating on her, then everybody jump on it. Just like Krishan got her bandwagon. Everybody so worried about Krishan baby and her child. They done jumped on a whole bunch of, they probably got fan pages of Krishan about her baby and everything because they jump on bandwagons. But see, it's dangerous when you're not famous. When you're not famous and they build these bandwagons on you, they'll try to put you in the psych ward. They'll try to make you go crazy. Because when you don't have them numbers and them people to back you up, your gift that will be talent, that should be seen as talent, that should be seen as gift, them people will stress you out and they'll try to turn what should be seen as talent and gift as a mental illness. Schizophrenia, religious psychosis. See, when them people, and I'm going to make this a separate video because this is 51 minutes long, but when people be saying they be having dreams, God gave me a dream, God gave me this dream and that dream, and they saying I got this prophecy and I got that prophecy. When they get them numbers and they be looking like they got their money and they got them views, they got them likes, they famous, don't nobody say them people be in a religious psychosis. Don't nobody ever say them people in the spiritual psychosis. Not those people. Not the people who got, it don't matter if they say, and I heard a voice say to me. And they wake up from their dream and they start recording a video. Some of them don't even show their face. Some of them be having all kind of subscribers, all kind of likes and stuff. And they still be needing help sometimes. God be saying to them, move out of your house and go live in a hotel and da-da-da. But because they got the numbers to back it up, because they got the followers to back it up, don't nobody ever question them and tell them that they in the spiritual psychosis or religious psychosis. They don't never tell them they schizophrenic. But if you get to be talking about God and you get to be talking about the Bible and sharing scriptures and making videos and you ain't got no money and you broke, and you ain't looking like nothing, and you telling people you done had a dream, and you done did this and you done had that, and God's speaking to you, they gonna call you crazy. In this world, you got to have the money. If you got the money, they gonna say, you prophetess this, you prophetess that, you so successful, you have reached, you're getting the good things in the kingdom of God, you're experiencing heaven on earth. But let you say you starting having dreams and you having visions, but you don't got no money. They not going to believe you. Because they're going to say, if you having dreams from God and you hearing from God and you hearing about God and you reading your Bible, how come you ain't got nothing? So they're going to say, the poor ones that's having the dreams and the visions and can prophesy, them the ones in the spiritual religious psychosis. That's what I'm starting to see. Because it seems like something can be wrong with you. You can clearly, physically be seen as not all the way there. But somehow, if you got them numbers, that money, that following to back it up, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody making sure you take your meds. Ain't nobody making sure you going to your therapy. So it's like, if you got that deep, basically, I think I'm about to wrap this video up because it's 54 minutes long now. We had 54 minutes, we had 55. What I'm getting at is, if you want to be able to escape the witchcraft from your life, if you want to be able to escape the attacks on your life because of your gifts and your calling, your purpose, X, Y, and Z. What I'm getting is, you got to hurry up and get to that money Because if they end up driving you crazy before you get to that money, you're going to end up on the side where people feel like you the spiritual psychosis or you the religious psychosis. Because if you never reach the other side, that's where you're going to be at. It's sad. It's sad, but it's true because of them. It's true because of them. Basically, you got to survive the hate train. Basically, you got to survive your humiliation ritual. And once you survive your humiliation ritual and your hate train, you'll be able to survive it and be able to be a testimony. Because I guess if the people that, if they never survive it and they just give up and they let the people drive them crazy and they never get to reach their full potential, then you just never get to get that testimony. Then that's just souls that didn't get saved by you. So I guess you got to win souls by surviving the attacks. Once you survive the attacks, you'll be able to reach back out to the community and be like, hey, y'all, this is spiritual warfare that's going on. Because right now, nobody listening to you because you don't look like you got nothing. So it's almost like you got to put on the front, but you can't put on, when God ready to bless you and put you up on her, then it's time for you to put you up on her, because it's like he couldn't take Joseph out of jail too early or too late. He had to pull Joseph out of jail just in time. He had to measure out the time for the famine and X, Y, Z. That's wild. He couldn't take him from the pit to the palace just too quick. You gotta wait that whole season out. That's annoying. That's very annoying. But see, a lot of people probably looking at you like you Joseph before you even make it to the prison. Cause because I messed it up, I said pit to palace, but then it's not even pit to palace. Cause even he went pit to palace prison. He still was at the palace, but he was in the prison of the palace. So you got to be able to go through the season, the little small part of being in the pit. Then you got to be in the palace for a little bit. You gonna think it's all cool. Then you got to go to prison. Then you got to wait in prison, be forgotten about. Do your gift while you in prison and be forgotten about. But it's almost like he forgot about you, but God made him forget about you. Whole time, you still stuck on a dream that you had years ago that they don't forgot about and mocked you about. So if you give up before old dude come get you out of the prisons for you to interpret the dream, then everybody gonna know you as spiritual religious psychosis. It's sad, but basically, we gotta go through the humiliation ritual, all the attacks, so that you don't die in the middle of your journey, so that people, the same people, this is why I say, thou shalt prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Them enemies are not strangers. Those enemies are not strangers. Because it would have been the same people. The same people that would have... Because they literally did say it low key. There goes that dreamer. There goes that dreamer sounds like you're in a religious psychosis. You're in a spiritual psychosis. That's what that sound like. There goes that dreamer. The same people that was saying there goes their dreamer was saved by that dream being manifested in real life. Because you didn't even have any food. Had it not been for that dreamer. So it's like, you cannot die in the middle of your storm. Because honestly, it ain't even about having the money. God got to get the glory. Because if people can, if God never get the glory out of my life, it's people waiting to see if God gonna do something with me so they can believe in God. God is waiting for me to get my act together so that people can see him work through me. Because I can't die right here. You wanna know why I can't die right here? Because if I die right here, they gonna think I was in a spiritual religious psychosis, and then they'll never believe in the word of God. But I refuse to believe that I'm crazy. And I'm afraid. I'm not afraid, but how is it that everybody in the comments don't understand what he's saying and not understand everything he's saying? Is it weird? Or is everybody in the comments just a whole bunch of narcissists? So, I'm not watching this video. There's no way that I feel like he just rambling. But to me, he did not ramble. To me, and I still can say what he said. He basically said, when one person feels shame, instead of dealing with the shame, they try to hide the shame, and it becomes a problem. So they find somebody else who feel the same shame that they feel. They teach them how to deal morally, and now they basically start trauma bonding. They shut out the people who can't fake the funk, and they rather just trauma bond with the people. And then the whole thing about one lie going to two lies become four lies, or two more lies, whatever, is because, like, when you fake the funk, you gotta keep faking the funk. If you gotta act like that part of the shame ain't there, then you gotta create a whole nother new reality in some certain type of way, which is making up another lie. And that's gonna make you feel uncomfortable. So now you got to come up with another micro new reality, and you just keep creating. You keep adding stuff to your life. You keep adding stuff to your life because you're trying to cover up the shame. Now it's just shame on top of shame on top of shame because you keep trying to cover it up. And you and this person just doing it to each other. It's dangerous to each other, dangerous to people around you. And just like they feed off of each other, hiding their shame from the rest of the world, that's what they doing in his comments. And I feel like maybe that's why I done got on this video. I think I answered my own question. And I'm sitting here talking to myself. I'm going to post this on YouTube. I think I answered my own question. Because I just told y'all that was my first time listening to the end of that video. I had not seen the end of that video until I just watched it right here, right now. That's why he surprised me when he said, don't come with that lame A word, B word. Because that was my first time hearing that. And that's what he talking about. And that's how I know I'm not crazy, because that's what they doing in his comments. They feeding off of each other's negativity. Trying to make it seem like that he tripping, but he is not the one that's tripping. He is making perfectly good sense when he is talking. He is. He probably low-key don't even need no meds. But I don't know him, and I ain't searched all through his Instagram page. It's just scaring me a little bit how everybody in the comments acting like they don't know what he talking about, when I'm following it and it's making perfect sense to me. Like, I can make out exactly what he's talking about. The only explanation for it is they doing exactly what he say they doing, which is you feel so much shame within yourself that it's only comfortable for you to find somebody else that feel the same shame as you. And now y'all start to hide it together. Now y'all trauma bonding in the comments. And the fact that y'all trauma bonded in the comments, you almost had me. You almost made me think that I was tripping because I understood him. And y'all was trying to make it seem like he was speaking gibberish. But I watched it the whole way through and I understood exactly what he was saying. And that's what y'all doing. Y'all trauma bonding in the comments. They do the same thing to Sexy Red, Krishan, Sha'Carri Richardson, Angel Reese. It's like they find these women to hate on together and it make them feel good. So they do it as a group. Yeah, let's all hate Angel Reese. Yeah, let's all hate Sha'Carri Richardson. Like, that's what they do. It's very, very weird. But like I said, it's dangerous when you're not famous. When you're not famous, they'll call you crazy because they'll all start this hate train. But when you famous and you got that hate train, you have that handful of people that be like, she got more money than you. She on TV, she doing this. I don't see you doing what she doing. She could pay all her bills. So it's like, as long as you have the money to pay all your bills and you low-key famous, when you got that hate train, they can't drive you crazy because you got a whole group of people that's willing to back you up because you got the numbers. But if you don't got the numbers and you got a hate train, they could have the potential to successfully drive you crazy. And then you would be in the psych ward. And they'll say you in a religious, spiritual psychosis, but that's crazy because it's a lot of Christian artists out there. They singing their songs, they making their videos, they starting their ministries, they on stage, they reading their Bible scriptures and stuff. And because they famous and because they got money, they can preach and talk about the Bible. They not in no religious, no spiritual psychosis. But if you broke and you having dreams and you having visions and you talking about Jesus and God, you sick. We'll figure it out. I tell you what, you leave it up. If you ask me, I got all mine. I'm going to get down to bottom. I might dedicate the rest of my life to this. I might dedicate the rest of my life to this just because it's people out there that need to be defended and vindicated. And then, even if that is your son, even if he is schizophrenic, he ain't nothing that you ain't. He ain't got nothing you ain't give him. Come on. We really, really could get it. Y'all don't want to hear me? I go off. Because, baby, just like Adam passed it down to Cain, Abel, and Seth, baby, whatever's wrong with your son, you gave it to him. You gave it to him. So I don't want to hear it. I don't be wanting to hear it. You can't make something and then question that thing about what it is. No, you made that. That's your son. You made him. You know what's wrong with him. Stop playing. They be playing. They be playing. And it's like, if you know what's wrong with him, you know something wrong, you know he need to take his meds, do you think talking to him like that is going to make it even better? If anything, he probably take meds because of you. It be the same person, it be the same people that'll provoke you into a mental state of having to take meds just to turn around and say, she don't even take her meds. That's the world we live in. I wouldn't take them damn meds if I was him either. You take them. That's wild. Imagine the person that need to be taking the meds is telling somebody else to take the meds whole time. You the reason why he taking them. You take the meds. You're the one that's crazy. I hurt somebody's feelings. Y'all don't want to hear me talk. Tried to tell you. That's very true. Cause yeah, I can't do when parents be thinking they just something wrong. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing wrong with you though. You the producer, but ain't nothing wrong with you. We gonna break these generational curses, okay? Brazil's LLC. This video is an hour and 11 minutes long. We gonna break the generational curse, okay? I don't care what they talk about. Miss me with all of that. Listen, like I said, I feel like I got them all. My lights is on and everything. I don't care about my edges not being done. Like, my head on my shoulders straight. But we still gonna get down to the bottom to what is this, because I'm not gonna be lost. And you know I'm gonna defend myself before anybody try to say, oh, you this and you got this and you got that. Girl, bye. You don't tell me what I got. All right. Love y'all. Bye.